going to share with you day 64 of our journey, which was November 3rd. I'll be referring to some notes, so as I look down just to make sure I know where I am. Currently, we are at Skidaway State Park, just outside Savannah, Georgia. It's been raining for the last 24 hours, and it's supposed to rain for at least 12 more. This is the longest stretch of inclement weather that we've had on our entire trip, so we feel pretty fortunate. And today we're getting caught up with some chores. I'm able to turn out this video. Lee gave me a haircut, and I'm going to do some dandy things to her hair here in a little while. Back to day 64. We were staying at Hunting Island State Park. It's the most visited state park in South Carolina, and it's on Hunting Island, and it's in a barrier island chain just outside Beaufort, South Carolina, and it's pronounced Beaufort. There's a Beaufort spelled exactly the same in North Carolina, but they are pronounced differently. If you say Beaufort and Beaufort, you'll get funny looks. Our campsite at Hunting Island State Park was about 2 minutes from the beach, maybe 200 yards at the most. What we learned was that in 2015 there was about 30 campsites that would accommodate RVs right on the beach. But a hurricane in 2015 completely obliterated that part of the park, and they are still recovering. The roads in the park are a little rough, but it is a beautiful, beautiful area. Down in the morning to visit the lighthouse. There's a beautiful lighthouse that's open to the public. It costs $2 to go up. There's 157 steps all the way to the top. All 4 of us climbed up without any trouble. There happened to be a tourist bus that unloaded right in front of us with everybody that was older than us, and quite a few of those people had a hard time getting up and had to stop and breathe a lot. After we did the lighthouse, and you'll see pictures of the lighthouse, you'll also see that we learned that lighthouses are all painted differently, different colors, black and white or red, and that's so that ships at sea could tell the difference and know where they were during the daytime. This lighthouse is no longer in operation. In fact, you'll see that the Fresnel lighthouse lens has quite a bit of glass missing in it. There's a picture of that. After the lighthouse, we took off and we went to the Marsh Boardwalk, and they put a boardwalk out, probably half a mile out into the marshland, and we went for a walk out there and saw some of the critters and a lot of tracks because the tide was out. And because the tide was out, we saw these funny little mud things with holes in the center of them, and you'll see a picture of it. And what we learned as we looked closer is they're the homes for fiddler crabs, and you'll see one of the little fiddler crabs in our video. After we finished the boardwalk, we went back to our respective RVs and had some lunch, and then we went kayaking in the Fripp Inlet, which is part of Beaufort County. It's a big deep water port where ships can, boats can come in. They have a fishing fleet there and so forth. We had heard that if we went out to a particular buoy, which was, I don't know, maybe a mile from where we put in the red buoy, that there was dolphins in that area. So we paddled all the way down there, and we did see quite a few dolphins. They didn't get as close as we had hoped, but we saw quite a few. And we knew that we wanted to go down while the tide was coming in, because the tide current there is pretty strong, and we didn't want to get hung up on any mud flats. What we didn't realize is that when we put in down river or down inlet from where the red buoy was, and so all the way back we were paddling against the incoming tide, and it was pretty strong. If you stopped paddling, you went backward immediately. So that was our day. It was a really fun day, and not unusual that our days are pretty action-packed and filled with lots of fun things. Unlike today, which is filled with sitting and looking at the rain coming down and making puddles. So we've had an amazing adventure, and we'll do a summary here in a few days. We go from here down to St. Augustine. At St. Augustine, Rick and Lynette will leave us and start heading back home, stopping in Mississippi to see Rick's sister, and then booking it over to Phoenix to get their motorhome repaired and then home. Leanne and I will be moving on down to Fort Pierce for a month to enjoy the weather, and then from there, different locations around Florida. We'll give you an update as things go along. All right, you guys, wave. Is this the Beaufort River?